Hello YouTube, it's Andrew from Andrew's Orchid Balcony, and I just wanted to show you my Dendrobium nobile. Its name is Love Memory Fizz. Yeah, it's in bloom for me. It's actually been in bloom for about 2 weeks. It's got a few coming still in the back. Let me spin this plant around. It's kind of hard, it's so big. It's got a few buds in the back just opening, and it's still got some nubbins forming. It's also got a few keikis forming on it, which I think when this was in the process of forming, I gave this thing a drink at the end of February. So I actually had starved it the whole winter, and these canes were starting to curve down. So I gave it a little drink so it could plump back up, because I wanted to take it to my orchid society, and I think I inspired these buds to be keikis because of that. Because I did give it a little food too, because I already have some new growths coming in. There's about 20 new growths already started. So yeah, this is the Dendrobium I took in. I did get a first place for it. Honestly, I think it's a nice plant, and I think the blooms are nice, but sometimes when I think it was Roger's Love or Apollo something. He had like flowers like up and down the cane. So, I mean, it's okay because I got a few here, a few there. Them are older canes, two-year-old canes. These are the 1-year-old canes here, and they're not that bad. I have a few buds like coming down the stems, down the canes, but I think next year I need to starve it just a little bit more. As far as like a drop in temperature, I mean, I kept it out in my balcony area, which received temperatures anywhere from 70 and up. So I mean, it got a day and night fluctuation probably from when the sun would hit the greenhouse and warm it up in there, but otherwise dropping the temperatures down lower, that really didn't happen. So, but during the summertime, I also grow this in full western exposure, like literally hanging off the edge of my balcony in full sun, not shaded, during the evening. So it likes it. The leaves don't suffer or nothing like that. But yeah, hopefully we can get a better show next year. But I'm kind of proud. This is my redemption plant. Every other nobile I've had besides the Kurashiki has kind of passed away on me, but now I think I finally got how to take care of it. So this one, I think it kind of needs a repotting, more of just to help lift the base of the plant up a little bit so it's not so tucked in, and also just to refresh some of the fertilizer, because I put in this Osmocote in there, so I could just sprinkle it on the top. But so from this, I'm going to go to a recent purchase and do a little repotting. Let me put you on the tripod. So I actually got the Love Memory Fizz from the same place, Hauserman's. Actually, it was Orchid Trading Company. They were at our local orchid show at our local conservatory. And when I bought the big plant 4 years ago, it was the same size as this one. So I'm pretty proud of that. And it actually came in the same type of format or style of potting. So this is actually in potting soil. So I'm gonna clean that up. I'll do part of it on film, and then I'll probably, once I get the majority of this cleaned out, I'll rinse it off. I'll cut off and rinse it off. to me the roots, they don't look like they're too happy. I know you probably can't see nothing with my arm there. Yeah, they're kind of squishy. The technical term, squishy. It doesn't seem to be too pot bound or root bound because this is pretty much coming out, but it has a, feels like, yeah, sphagnum plug. And honestly, I think might separate these because it has some cut canes, which I don't know if I want to do this or not, but maybe I'll leave it together. But this one is called Dendrobium Red Emperor Prince. I've been wanting to kind of increase my nobiles a little bit and see if I can continue my growing streak. So I think some of these seem like, I mean, I don't think they're alive, I really don't. But they do sometimes have the tendency to branch. So up towards the top, I'll probably cut some of this stuff down. Up towards the top, I'll leave it kind of longer to see if I can't get some branching. But yeah. This is actually connected together by a rhizome. Let me see if I can bring it closer here. It's connected by a rhizome, but they cut off a few of the canes. This is a new growth here, so we'll be sending out new roots shortly, so that will aid in the this repotting. But honestly, I find that if you grow these dendrobiums in organic stuff, it's so much better than bark or sphagnum or this stuff. And you can pretty much repot them at any point if you grow them in inorganic, because you're really not interrupting them. In my mix, I like to use lava. The big one is in lava, and it has a little bit of the fir bark that I use, that I get from the pet store for reptiles. And also, I think there might be a little bit of perlite in there. So for this repotting, I'm actually going to use leca mixed with a little bit of lava and a little bit of bark, which would be orchiata bark, and a little bit of the fir bark. All right, I'm gonna pause it, I'm gonna rinse this off, and then I'll come back and we'll kind of go through the roots and do some trimming. Okay, we're back. And now I'll just go through some of these roots. Let me trim off this leaf too, it's damaged. And one of the things too that nobiles get, because they get a lot of happy sap, is this mold on the leaves. So I'll use alcohol, or you just wash the plant off to get rid of that, and it seems to go away. So I'll just go through these roots and see which ones are a little bit firmer, and I'll keep them. These seem okay. Not great, but what can you do? I'm debating whether I want to just clean up this rhizome and get these nasty dead parts out, or if I should just leave it. I'm kind of thinking I might want to leave it, but since I'm doing this, I might as well. do a good job, right? So a lot of these are stringy. That's why I'm clipping them off. And I guess for this one, I normally don't do this much of a cleaning. But for this one, since it is going in more of a rock style, and I don't like to disturb it afterwards, that I'm gonna clean it up a little bit more. I guess it's not too terribly bad. I think the roots that died are actually mainly coming from these canes that were chopped off. Which I kind of find it funny, like, why would you, seriously, why would you chop a plant like this? As Roger says, the good plants stay on the shelves in the store, the bad plants get sent through the mail. But I mean, I'm happy with it. It's something different. I like the blooms. I love the smell. So I'm not too concerned about, you know, the quality of it or whatever you want to call it, because I know it will get better, but it's kind of irritating. Why would you make a presentation like that? So I actually just did a few of my frags too, repotting. Not necessarily repotting, I just kind of dumped them out, checked the roots, got rid of some of the dead stuff. So I'm thinking for videos, I should start doing a little bit more. I think I'm going to try and do more categories of how I care for certain orchids and just like their genus or genus for what I do for them, and kind of go from there like that, instead of just doing a long update all the time, because I guess to me it just gets a little monotonous, and you know, some other people I guess can learn how to do something if I explain a little bit more on how I grow my orchids. So we're getting pretty close here to complete. I do want to leave some of this on because it will help anchor this plant because it's pretty top heavy. But I do think, yeah, I'm going to go in there because let's see if I can't pull it apart without, there we go. So it has two little stubs here. I'll get those off. Just give it a little bit of a twist, being careful for this new growth. Okay. That will just help me to stabilize the plant better in the new pot than if I leave all that stuff in the middle. And this one has a few little ones too here, but this one doesn't have any new growths yet. I see a little bit of a nubbin right here, but it really hasn't done nothing, and I don't know if I like that color on it, but we'll see. So as I said before, I'm gonna be using leca, and I have some lava. I really prefer to pot up in this lava like this. It's like 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, but it's really hard to find. I get it from eBay, and it's kind of expensive for a bag, or I also get it from Home Depot. They have it in their in their plant area, but they sell it in little tiny like quart bags. It's more of like a top dressing for their for decoration on plants. But I think, you know, even still, to buy a few of those bags, it's kind of expensive. So I'm kind of just putting that in with the leca, because if you pot something so heavy in leca, the smoothness, it doesn't interlock with nothing, so it just has a tendency to fall apart and let the plant fall out. So I like to use a little bit of bark and lava to kind of give different surface areas to kind of latch onto. As far as for bark, the reason why I put it in, I just put it in for something organic, just to help hold fertilizer, and just, I don't know, for a little bit of something in there. I don't know, I don't really have a rhyme or reason why I do things the way I do, but it seems to work. Like the logic behind it, I guess this has a greater capacity to hold nutrients than the leca does. Leca's designed not to hold nutrients. So because these dendrobiums can be heavy feeders, I guess that's one of the reasons why I put in the bark, is just to help hold and create some nutrient, because the leca doesn't do that. So enough chit chat. I will put the dendrobiums in. The new growth facing out. I'll try and situate this other cane here with the flowers pointing out, so I can get a little bit of a show. There's not too many roots left, but then just fill in. And I kind of put the plant down a little bit in the pot and fill in. And then as I'm filling, I slowly lift the plant up to help the roots get as much grip in the pot as possible. I'm gonna center it. And let me put some Osmocote in there too. And then I'll just tap it and slowly lift the plant up a little bit more, because I want it closer to the edge of the pot, but I don't want it too high either. So that's at the base of the rhizome, and that should be good. This one's a little bit deep, so I'll just kind of wiggle that one. And I think we're good. I'll put some stakes in, and we'll stake it up. I'm going to use some twist ties attached to the stake. And that's pretty much how I'm gonna repot this. I will put this clear pot into a mask pot that I got from the dollar store. It's the same as the other pots that I have a lot of my plants growing in. And since I like things to look uniform, I went to the dollar store to see if I can't find something. And that's what I found. I don't know if I should tie these. I'll tie these two canes together just to help stabilize everything. But I'll show you the pot that I put them in. Okay. Tag in the planter. So I use these types of pots. Like I said, they're from the dollar store. Also, these chains too. They got these new chains now at the dollar store. So everything is getting different. They have these wonderful little wire baskets too, circle wire baskets that I'm using for my orchids now. And these chains, and it's nice, it's cheap, and it does the job. So that's my repot of my Dendrobium nobile, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.